Hello guys, the Hindu editorial for 20th December. So here we have many interesting articles. One is the Telecom Bill 2023. The provisions have come out and it's very detailed and we'll discuss. And then junk food related WHO clauses, and India is now like a capital of sugar consumption, obesity and other diseases. So that is also important. Then we have one more article on ethanol blending. So based on that, if you take a mains practice question, okay, the future of India's renewable strategy hangs on a delicate food fuel trade-off and a choice between intensifying hunger and reducing fossil fuel. Elaborate. A UPSC mains question will look somewhat like this, okay, and it can come under GS1 or GS3 because it's about hunger and also environment. So this, if you are able to solve it, if you are able to understand like what they are asking and what points you have to write, then your preparation is going fine. If it's not, you have to start taking the preparation seriously. You have to watch these editorials. Every editorial, at least 3 practice questions are there, because articles I am picking up in such a way and detailing in such a way that you can solve any question which comes in UPSC, okay, whether it's prelims or mains, you will be able to solve everything. So take it seriously and start watching today itself, okay. And if you're enrolled to a test series, you are definitely going to clear the UPSC, because everything which is needed for your exam will be there in our test PDFs, okay. So if you're enrolled to pack 4 or pack 5, whichever year, last 5 years, any of our student who is enrolled to fully with Vaishya IAS and studying both prelims and mains from Vaishya IAS, we'll be sending these laptop bags this week, and then from the next week onwards, we may start the hoodies and maybe some notebooks for you to write and practice. So like that, many things are in pipeline, and it will be sent to only Vaishya IAS students, okay, the full-time Vaishya IAS students. Others will maybe later get it at a price that we'll announce later, okay. The last batch of prelims of 2024 is also on. You can come and WhatsApp me. And for 2025 students, there is a full 2-year plan where again you can come and enroll. Okay, everything, this is the same number, 7200-681-675. Here is where you have to come and contact. So if you look into 20th December's newspaper, this Telecommunication Bill, in this paper, it's a very small article, but I will show you all the provisions which I have taken from the PRS website, all the details of the bill and the clauses I will discuss with you. Okay, Article 370 and its judgments, multiple times we have discussed, this is not required. Okay, then we have this HFSS food, that is the high salt and sugar content or the fat content in the food. That is a dangerous thing, and so some suggestions are given by the author. So this we will discuss. And then we have the ethanol blending target, which by 2025 we have to achieve 20% blending, that maybe we will not be able to achieve. So for that also some suggestions and things are given here. So these 3 articles in detail we will discuss. Here it is Chennai floods, which is not required for exam. Here MP suspensions in the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, again not important for exam. And here the Jammu and Kashmir local news, that also not important. So 3 very big articles we have to discuss. And again I am telling, if you are not yet part of Vaishya IAS initiatives, come and WhatsApp me. I will add you to the channel. I will give you foundation. All those are free of cost. And then the test series also you can enroll, which is a small paid program. Okay, so these things and all will definitely help you clear the prelims, because all newspapers in the country are being referred and the questions are being made here. Okay, even combo packs are there up to 5 years or 3 years or 2 years, depends on how much static part you want to prepare. You can come and enroll to this. Okay, again the same WhatsApp number is where you have to contact, and foundation is what you have to start with. After that you can watch free lectures on our channel. So Telecommunication Bill 2023, first you should know something about India's telecom sector. Okay, it is the second largest in the world, with over 1.179 billion people as of August 2023. Okay, this is both wireless and the wireline subscriber count. And in terms of FDI, the foreign direct investment which comes into India, telecom is the 4th largest sector. Okay, and around 6% of the total FDI which comes into India is in this sector. Okay, then there is a term called tele density, that is 84.69. That is how many number of telephones are there per 100 people. Okay, so per 100, around 84 people have it. That means huge tele density we have in our country. And then the data consumption also, it is increasing, you know, from 17.36 GB to 61.66 MB. Okay, the difference from 2014 to 2023, it has increased from this MB level to GB level. And the rate, if you see also, it is the cheapest in India. Okay, compared to USA or China or anywhere, the 1 GB data consumption, the rate, if you equivalent, you convert it to rupees and see, India's data is the cheapest and the most affordable in the world. Okay, so now the bill is coming, 2023 bill, which is actually going to keep all the remaining things same only. The regulatory structures, the TRAI which we have, Telecom Regulatory Authority, all will be intact only, but the outdated laws and the bureaucratic process and all, we are going to correct it. Okay, we are going to simplify the licensing, the telecom operators permit, then also repeal all the outdated Britishers era law like Indian Telegraph Act, Indian Wireless Telegraph Act, then Telegraph Wireless. All these are before 1950s. So this we will delete, and then we will amend the TRI Act, the Telecom Regulatory Authority Act. That amendment is again to make the processes more simple. Okay, so the entire detail, all the clauses I will show you here. So like point by point it is. So first one is the authorization of telecom related activity, like who has the power. Obviously central government has the power to give any authority or any authorization for anyone to establish, operate, maintain or expand the existing telecom network or even radio equipment. Everything is with the center, and even if somebody is now currently running with some license, the validity was not mentioned, so it will be now for 5 years. Okay, for 5 years you will be having this thing. If till now if any period was not mentioned, for 5 years you will have the licensing. Then the spectrum, you know, this 2G allocation, 3G, now even the 6G is going to come. So 2G scam and all you would have heard that time, allocation time, there was a scam in Manmohan Singh government time. So like that, the allocation, that will be again by auction it will happen, and except for certain times. Okay, usually it will be auction only, but if it comes to national security, defense, disaster management, weather forecasting, transport, satellite, anything which is of national interest, that time it will maybe allocated directly instead of auction. Okay, but other normal cases the spectrum thing will be given through auction. So the central government again has the power to repurpose or reassign any frequency range. Okay, anything and everything, trading, licensing, permit sharing, all the power is with the central government and not with the state government or any other body. Then the satellite internet, you know, Elon Musk and other people have this company like SpaceX and all, where they have something called Starlink, that is around the earth. They are going to put lot of satellite. Okay, a lot of satellite will be there around the earth like this. Okay, hundreds of satellite, and then that will provide internet to the complete thing. Okay, like this Google, Amazon, everybody are planning these kind of activities. So this kind of things we did not have clarity in our laws, so that also have been added to the new bill. Okay, so as of now OneWeb and Jio is having the authorization to do such a satellite based thing, but in future even foreign companies and other people we will be giving the access. Okay, meaning the center can allocate the spectrum to those companies also for providing widespread internet. Now about interception and search, like whether for our national security, or you would have seen like internet shutdowns which happen or anything, such things, again center will be deciding. And anybody's messages, okay, if it is found suspicious, the center has the power to intercept that message, monitor that message, and even block it if they find like they are spreading any hatred in the name of religion or anything in the name of national security, or they have any connection with terrorist or sleeper cells or anything. That power the center has. Okay, it's like that only in all the foreign countries, USA, everybody has like monitoring power. Only in India, in the name of democracy, you are giving too much freedom to the people, and that is why too many activities are also happening. Even yesterday a terror attack happened and a few of our army men died. So like that, these things the center should have the power. Okay, so that is also put here. So public safety and public emergency is the highest priority. Security, public order, anything it affects, center will go and intercept it. Okay, same applies for the telecom service also, for internet also. And a officer will be authorized by the government who can always search the premises or vehicles. Okay, based on the event, if it is in Delhi or Jammu and Kashmir or Bombay, based on that the center has the power to put an officer who can do the search and raiding and other things and all. Okay, now what the standards? Obviously the standards also will be set by central government, whether it's for equipment, whether it's for infrastructure, the network, services, everything the center will be deciding. Now the right of way, okay, meaning when you have to obviously increase 6G and 5G and all, you have to set up tower, right, the tower of the mobile towers and other infrastructure to do. So the private and public property, they can go and approach. Okay, they can go and approach. So right of way, that is, can you give a place for, meaning equal compensation will be given, and you can take over the land for this thing. But there should not be any discrimination, or there should not be any bias in that. It should be done in a very proper way which is justifiable. Okay, so right of way is also a clause written. Then the user's protection or the customer's protection. If customers want any numbers to be blocked, or if they feel spam messages are coming, they want like do not disturb kind of thing, anything to protect the users, such standards and provisions also will be mentioned. Wherever needed, biometric authentication will be there. So only with that the spam calls can be blocked and such things. So online, if you have to solve anything, now suppose something happened and now you want to complain, that also online proper mechanism should be there for registration and redressal of grievances. So like this, if you see, almost everything needed for the telecoms to work smoothly and the customer to be protected, everything has been included. Okay, now the TRI, the appointment which happens, they have amended that TRI Act for that only. Okay, so the individuals who work there as a chairman, as a member, they should have at least like 30 years of professional experience for chairman and 25 years of professional experience for members. Okay, then you would remember this fund, Universal Service Obligation Fund, which was established like in the 85 Act or something, for again providing telecom services to all the areas by putting optical fiber cable and all, that has been renamed now. It has been renamed to Digital Bharat Nidhi, and there also it will be then allocated for research and development. Okay, so more fund maybe they'll allocate, and then they will allocate it for research and development. Then we have the OTT app. So OTT app has been removed from the telecom bracket. Okay, from the definition of the telecom communication thing, it has been removed. Instead, it has been put under Ministry of Electronics and IT under the Digital India Act. Okay, so OTT is no longer under Telecom Communication Service. It will be under the Digital India Act under Ministry of Electronics and IT. Okay. Then the offences and penalty, meaning if there is any criminal offence, if there is any civil offence, that also different categories there. You don't have to by heart it, but if any without authority you are providing any telecom service, then you like 3 years or 2 crore rupees fine. And then if you are breaching any terms and condition, then 5 crore rupee fine. If you are having any unauthorized equipment, then penalty up to 10 lakh rupees. Like that, different clauses are there. When the bill get passed, we'll see whether it will all remain like this itself. Okay. Now the adjudication. If any problem is there, central government will put a judicial office. Okay, adjudicating officer, and after that the one who is being appointed should be at least of the joint secretary level or above. And then once he gives the decision, it's not like it is final. Okay, it's not binding. You can appeal. You can appeal to the designated appeals committee within 30 days. And there also, if you are not happy, then from that committee you can again appeal to the Telecom Dispute Settlement and Appellate Tribunal TDSAT within 30 days. So 3 level of judiciary thing has been mentioned in the Telecom Bill. Okay. Then the trusted sources regime, that is, there will be countries like China and all from which we are importing a lot of maybe Huawei phones and their Redmi phones, Xiaomi phones, many phones are there, which is like security threats are there. So that preventing the import of telecom equipment from potentially adversarial nation, that also is integrated into this law. So it's a very widespread law, and I think I have covered almost every detail which I have seen in the PRS website. So try to study this. Okay, nobody will teach you in this much detailing free of cost. So please take these things seriously. Okay, this is the very first article, and now the second article, again a little more detailed. Okay, high fat, sugar, salt, HFSS food. Okay, obviously we all know this, that we have to reduce the fat, we have to reduce the salt, we have to reduce the sugar. Only then, because we all are in front of the computer or the digital world all the time now. We are like not walking, we are not doing any exercise. So, and we are consuming all the sweets and sugars and every kind of food we are consuming also. Okay, we like if we are living in hostels and all, we will like eat like 2-3 packet of chips and all, which is like very dangerous. Okay, the WHO level is like I think up to 6 spoons of sugar or something only you should have in one day. But when you have one Coke or one juice or any caffeine drink, that itself has close to 10 to 12 spoons of sugar. So you are or we are totally consuming very bad foods, and that is why India is becoming the capital of obesity and this high blood pressure, diabetes, all these things. India is called the diabetes capital of the world. So many major risk factors are there, and that is because of the consumption of HFSS food. Okay. 2019 World Bank report tells that 70% of the overweight and obese people live in the low and middle income country, and 55% rise in the rural areas. Okay, because many people think that they have the perception that it's the urban people who are overweight and obese and all because they are having this computer life and other things and all. But it's not like that. Rural areas, the most people are having this thing now, the sugar consumption and all. Okay, so now non-communicable disease burden is skyrocketed from 38% in 1990 to 65% in 2019. These data, if you are not making notes, you are a very poor student. Okay, if you are very serious about UPSC, note down this, and you have to write this. You have to write it in the mains answers. Only then you will stand out. Else other people will simply write like obesity is increasing, we have to do something, we have to increase that thing, that thing, this thing is not enough. You need specific data. Only data people will get marks in UPSC, others all will fail. Okay, your coaching class also, I don't think they give you a lot of data, they give you only stories. So the global burden of diseases, that's a report that shows that 1.2 million deaths in India can be attributed to the dietary risk alone. Okay, so the economic impact also is very huge, $23 billion in 2017 because of this overweight and obesity, and it is going to increase to $480 billion by 2060. Okay, that means your eating habits and dietary style is going to contribute or going to harm the economy also. So you have to be seeing that this ultra processed food sector in India, which is witnessing a huge growth, that has to be reduced. Okay, from 13.4% in 2011, it has increased. Okay, witnessed a compounded growth. Okay, between 2011 and 21, 13.4% increase has happened in 10 years. And we, India, are not only the world's largest producer of sugar, we are the largest consumer of sugar also. Okay, and that is why we are seeing a huge surge in HFSS food, and we have to control it. Okay, so about 50 to 60% of this edible sugar, salt and fat produced in India is consumed by whom? It is consumed by the processed food industry, the packet chips and sweets and everything which you see in the supermarket, right? 90% of the packeted items which are all harmful for your body. Okay, I know that most of you are like living in hostels and these things and all, and you consume this a lot, but including your Maggi packet or anything, all these are packet items and it has huge salt and sugar content which you are not realizing. Okay, while eating you will not realize, but after a few years you will start having health issues. So you have to have a control. Okay, you have to have healthy food equivalent to this non-healthy food also. So now the sales of these soft drinks and things have tripled over the past decade, exceeding $30 billion last year. Okay, that is 2022. So it not only poses severe health risk, but also impacts the productivity and the economic growth. Okay, so now we have to curtail this. We have to reduce the consumption. The global trend also is, as I told, it is worldwide. They are using physical measures. Physical measures means what? Monetary kind of measure they are doing. This term you should study, sugar sweetened beverages, SSB. Okay, this is like being taxed now in across the world, like 16 countries, Denmark, France, Hungary, Mexico, South Africa, UK, US, everybody are taxing it. Like in India, you know, we have this alcohol and cigarettes is put under sin category. Okay, sin category, which is like bad for your health or can cause death and all, sin category, and 28% GST is put on those things. Same like that, these countries are putting a junk food law or a fat tax kind of thing. In Kerala, it was experimented in 2016. Later, it got subsumed under GST. So like that, these things are put so that you, like suppose a Lays chips packet you are having. Okay, and suppose it is like 20 rupees. Now they'll put a huge tax on it that the same chips packet will become suppose 60 rupees. So what will happen is many people will stop consuming it. Okay, because you cannot then buy 10 chips packet and all will come. Now when you go, you think, okay, 20 rupees only, I'll take 5 packets because on 100 rupees I'll get 5 packets and you buy it and come. But now when it becomes 60 rupee, you will not do like that. Maybe 1 packet you will buy instead of 5 packets. So that is one way to fight, and many countries are adopting this method of junk tax, and author is asking why India is not doing it. India also has to do it. High HFSS tax has to be implemented. Okay, so this term negative externalities, meaning because of one activity there can be externality or internality also. Okay, internality means it is affecting yourself. You are eating something, it's consuming you and you are causing harms to yourself. Externality means because of that the outside societal cost, that is the increased health expenditure, everything is increasing. So how will the government solve it? Government, if it has to give you treatment and other things, they have to invest more in Ayushman Bharat Yojana and other things and all. So obviously they will take taxes from you. Because you are consuming this only, this issue is coming, right? So from you itself, government will take the taxes, and with that taxes, they will build the hospital facilities and the Ayushman Bharat. And then when you come to the hospital because of your own wrong things which you did, you will be treated from the taxes which you itself paid. Okay, that is the overall negative externality concept. Okay, so taxes can offer a targeted and effective means to curb detrimental consumption habits, thereby reducing societal burdens. Okay, so in various countries, it has shown reduction in the purchase. Okay, when you put these taxes, it has shown reduction in the unhealthy items. Now, unlike the taxation of other sin goods, like I told, tobacco and alcohol, the HFSS taxation, you should not see it like simply a method to increase revenue. It is actually to make this industry, the companies, this Lays chips and all, when they understand it's going to be costly, obviously they will reformulate. They will reduce the salt, they'll reduce the sugar. Okay, you would have seen this Pepsi and Coke and all. They, just to fool people, they will then make something called Diet Coke. Okay, Diet Coke. Then after that, they will tell something like zero sugar, zero Coke. Okay, you would have seen like this silver color tins, black color tin and all of the same Coke item, and everything will taste the same only. So how come when they are reducing sugar, still the taste is same? Because they are again putting artificial sweeteners and chemicals and all, which is even more harmful. So this is actually fooling people. Okay, don't think that by having a Diet Coke, your health is going to improve or you are doing something good for the society. It's not happening. Okay, so that is about the sugar and sweetness. And then there is a recent study, recent study by South Africa's health promotion system. So there they have showed that a large reduction has happened in the purchase of these beverages and all, but it's happening only in the lower socio-economic status household compared to the higher this thing. Okay, meaning the people who are richer, they don't mind that the prices are getting increased or taxes are coming. They are still consuming it. Okay, so that means the tax becomes non-regressive. Okay, you know the basics of like what is regressive tax and progressive tax. Like our GST and all, you can tell it's regressive tax. Okay, because it is same for everyone. A rich person or even if a middle class person, they go to buy something from the supermarket, the GST will be same on the same product for everyone. Okay, but income tax and all will be progressive. Okay, that is like a person income up to 5 lakhs will have one tax, up to 10 lakh will have another tax, up to maybe 25 lakh will have another tax. So like that, it is progressive based on your income, but regressive is constant. Okay, so here that thing is breaking. Okay, it is not like same. Only the rich people, only the poor people are changing habits because of the tax. The rich people is not changing. Okay, because they are able to still afford the chips packet or the sweetened beverages. Okay. So the tax rate has to be now changed in such a way that the nutritional quality or something has to be there should be a variance. There should not be a uniform structure. The food items with the highest salt content, meaning if it is like, you should not put like tax like all biscuits same tax or all chips packets same tax. It should not be like that. Based on the content behind the packet, you see, right, how much sugar, how much salt, how much artificial sweetener. Based on that level, you should do the taxation. Okay, only then you can change the thing, and then you can punish those people who are actually not changing the formulation and still giving unhealthy food to the customers. Okay, so people will be able to buy little bit HFSS food also, little healthier alternative also, and overall their what they spend from the pocket will stay uniform. Okay, so that related some suggestions are given. You don't need to by heart all this, like 12% here, then 12% for the juice, 12% for the salt content. So this and all is existing taxes. So government is telling based on the each individual product, you have to change the GST structure. Okay, and here final conclusion is also given that consistency, everything has to be removed, everything nutritional impact has to be considered. It's not just a money making tool, but it's to make the health improve. Okay, so the final benefits listed in like a summary. It can act as a deterrent to the consuming HFSS. It can promote healthier food choices. It can prompt manufacturers to reformulate their food. It can improve public health outcome. It can reduce the burden on the healthcare system. It can overall foster the nation's well-being. So if you see from the customer point of view, from the individual point of view, from the nation's point of view, from the health and doctor's point of view, everything they have given. This is called summary, and this way if you learn to write, you are going to clear UPSC. Okay, you should be able to write in based on every stakeholder in the most minimal way. I correct a lot of mains papers every day, and I see that many people don't know this trend or this style of writing. They just write like stories like non-stop, or maybe data won't be there, or all stakeholders won't be there, or it looks very like a 10 standard, 12 standard level exam. That's because you don't read the newspapers. When you read newspapers, you get this. Okay, and after this they are again telling, combined with other measures like promoting nutritional literacy and effective food labeling, then it becomes a potent tool to combat the rising epidemic of overweight and obesity by creating a more sustainable and equitable food system. See, this sentence is a very lengthy sentence, but that is how you conclude. In one sentence, you told everything that you did not have to write paragraphs and paragraphs. Okay, they mentioned everything, the full summary they mentioned in this one line, that your answer looks perfect, and the examiner will easily, like in a 10 marker questions, give you like suppose 7 marks, or maybe it's a 15 marker question, they'll give you 11 marks. Okay, that's the maximum they'll give. Even for the best answer, they give that much only. So you have to start practicing this. More and more newspapers you have to read, and watch our foundation also, where we teach you certain things. Okay, now the third article, ethanol. So ethanol, you know, comes from sugarcane, this thing, or fruits or rice and corn. Many ways we can extract it. Okay, we will ferment it, then we will purify it, then we will make ethanol, and that ethanol we will blend it with the petrol or oil or fuel, and then we will take it in a vehicle. Okay, E10 means 10% ethanol is blended with the petrol. Okay, so that we will take it to the fuel station and fill it, and then vehicles will take it into their vehicles. This is how ethanol blending in a summary. Okay, this also in the exam you can draw this. It is very, very simple diagram. If you draw this in the opening thing itself, there itself you get 2 extra marks. Okay, just for showing them the clarity that you know what is ethanol blending. So more than 100 countries now, you know, the COP28 I explained in detail 2 days back. In Dubai it happened, the conference of parties, and there they told we have to triple the global energy, renewable energy capacity by 2030. Now, India is facing a very tight deadline because, you know, Modi government, they always keeps the targets very high. Okay, Manmohan Singh government, when they told we will do like 5 gigawatt of solar energy, Modi government immediately came and told like we will do 100 gigawatts of solar energy. Okay, that if this is by 2030, 5 gigawatt, he will tell like by 2022 we have to do this. So he's like very much like a high, huge targets, because we have to not just achieve some small thing, we have to show the world that we are number one and we have to lead the way. Okay, that is why the targets are huge. Same like that, this ethanol blending blending, which we have, like if you see 1.6% blending in 2013-14 to 11.8 we did. That's why E10 we crossed. Okay, E10 is ethanol 10%. So 11.8 by 2020-23. But now he's telling the target like by 2025 you have to make it 20%. That is in next 1 year. How will you make 8-9% increase? For that much ethanol production is needed. Okay, and ethanol comes from where? From sugarcane. And sugarcane, we had a shortfall this year. We have the production shortfall. Sugar stock is less. Everything is less. So the Piyush Goyal also told that government is looking for a major transition, but again, because sugarcane is not available, we will go to grain-based ethanol. Okay, like the maize, corn, such grains are there. From grains also you can get ethanol. But here one problem is there that it will affect your food. Okay, because this grains and all, which is like either food for humans or food and fodder for animals, that thing if you divert towards ethanol, it can give a challenge to our food supply. Okay, and food inflation will happen. So that is the challenge. So that is what author is discussing. Recently, the National Agriculture Cooperative Marketing Federation of India, that is NAFED, and the National Cooperative Consumer Federation of India, NCCF, these both are procuring a lot of maize and corn for supplying ethanol distilleries, okay, so that the transition can happen. So government is doing in that direction only. So will it risk our food structure or food supply? That is what the author is discussing. So in the worldwide, if you see, Brazil kind of tropical countries depend on sugarcane to make ethanol, and USA kind of country, they have this mass production of maize and corn and all. So from there they take the ethanol. Okay, so both countries, one thing is the food price and the fuel price, both are interrelated. Okay, when one goes up, the other also will go up. So when the market, the global crude oil prices and all is decreasing or increasing, that directly affects the this thing also. So it doesn't make it competitive. If something goes down, the others also goes down. Something goes high, others also goes high. So you have to understand which is suitable for your country, whether it is sugarcane or whether it is corn, and how can you manage this food fuel conflict, okay, which always emerges. So in sugarcane itself, okay, sugarcane, don't think the sugarcane juice, okay, from the sugarcane, that stick itself, the molasses, from there itself we have the C heavy and B heavy category and all. So it's, you don't have to by heart all this, but you should know that the B1, the B molasses path produces less sugar compared to the C heavy molasses. Okay, it's the same sugarcane only. Sugarcane's two different categories they are telling. So both sugar and ethanol simultaneously from sugarcane they can take. That is the benefit of using molasses. Okay, when you are not generating sugar from sugarcane and then taking ethanol. Okay, from the sugarcane stick itself, you are doing both the things. Sugar also you are making, ethanol also you are making. Okay, so that is kind of thing which we are doing till now. But because sugar losses are happening, you are going to the grain method. Okay, lot of this small grains which we have, corn which we have, maize which we have, that you are diverting. So that now author is confused whether we should go for that. Okay, there has been very huge crude prices and all from 2004 to 14. Now after COVID only we are slightly recovering things and all. So at this time going to the corn and then making the corn prices also high, is it correct or not? That is what the author is telling. Okay, there is no proper conclusion here in this article, but he is telling the comparison between different things. So I am not reading everything. They are just telling 2018 there was a financial crisis. The food price indexed by the FAO was very high. Then after 2014 only it softened. Then USA ethanol is fully based on corn. So there also they are recovering. Like that, many examples they are giving. As I told, tropical countries, Brazil or India depends on the cane. Okay, now one more point is there that, as I told, from the stick, the molasses, you are taking the sugar is one thing. Okay, but what if you are extracting the juice, the sugarcane juice, and from that you are trying to make? Okay, the sugarcane juice is directly related to the food also. So if that you divert, then that is a problematic thing. Okay, so the author is telling that you should not do, and India also realized it. Okay, that is why here in India, if you see 2017-18, the government incentivizes the use of cane juice directly to produce the ethanol. Okay, the cane juice directly to produce the ethanol. But obviously then the food versus fuel conflict will increase. Okay, because juice and all you should not divert it for ethanol. So then the government realized it, and December 7, 2023, the Ministry of Consumer Affairs banned the use of cane juice for ethanol directly. Okay, so this is a corrective step only. But after this correction, what is the next step you are doing? You are taking grains now, grain-based ethanol, so that you can fast track that 2025 target which you want, that is E20, ethanol 20 you want to achieve. So maize and other crops will be diverted. So is it going to control inflation, or is it going to again make the same problem? Same what cane juice was creating problem, this also will create problem. So this path to get to 2025, India needs a very huge number, 16.5 million tons of grains annually, and this is going to trigger a short run, and then price inflation will happen. And this is the question which I asked in the starting. The future of India's renewable strategy hangs on a delicate food fuel trade-off and choice between intensifying hunger and reducing fossil fuel use. So this is the direct answer, whatever you studied here, okay, whether it will cause the food fuel tension more. That is what you have to write. Okay, so on one hand, the government has to reconsider the EBP target, that we should reduce a little bit, maybe E15 we should try, or E12 we should try as of now, or maybe make it 2030 or 2040. Okay, like that you should reconsider your target. On the other hand, we need more investment in public infrastructure, urban design, etc. to contain the fuel demand also. So because we have renewable, the solar power everywhere, we need to increase. So how we will manage, that is what India has to rethink. So as I told, there's no conclusion in this article, but the problems are being pointed out by the author. Okay, about the cane juice, about the corn, the USA versus tropical countries, everything is covered in detail. Okay, so now like this, if you want to study more and more things, enroll to our test series, because the time is running out. Okay, 2024 students don't have time. 2025 people have lot of time. So either way, you can come and WhatsApp us. And also, if you are already enrolled to Pack 4 and Pack 5, please WhatsApp me and inform your address and other details so that we can courier you these things. Okay, first thing, the laptop bag will reach, and then the other things also slowly will come to you. So please come and WhatsApp, enroll to the needed courses, and tell me in comment section whether you need any more other lectures or any suggestions in editorials. You can tell that in the comment section. Okay. And then these many free lectures are there, all free of cost in our channel. You will understand that once you watch our foundation. Okay, and Instagram also, many questions, posters, many things I'm doing. Follow there as well. Okay, so I'll wind up this video. Thank you and have a nice day.